As a rough approximation based on available data in 2023, there were around 89,000 residents outside the labour force due to caregiving responsibilities. Of these, around 3,000 were aged 15 to 29, 17,000 were aged 30 to 39, 22,000 were aged 40 to 49, and 47,000 were aged 50 and above. We do not have specific data on the number of residents who are carrying out unpaid caregiving and how many do not have the means to support themselves when they become seniors. We recognize the importance of supporting caregivers in terms of their employment and retirement adequacy. There are various job placement and skills upgrading measures for those who wish to return to work, as well as CPF support schemes to boost their retirement adequacy. We will continue to review our efforts so that there will be adequate support for caregivers who are vulnerable.
Has MOM conducted any studies regarding the impact on the productivity and long-term competitiveness of our workforce when an increasing number of residents need to quit full-time work or reduce working hours in order to perform unpaid caregiving for their loved ones? What measures have been considered to mitigate these effects on workers and the economy, including allocating more resources to paid caregiving? And on that note, will the ministry consider establishing a paid family care leave scheme modeled after the childcare leave scheme to provide caregiving leave to employees who are the primary caregivers for elderly parents or family members with disabilities? For example, the first 3 days could be paid for by employers and the remaining 3 days paid for by the government. This will go some way to help improve the quality of life, economic security, and productivity of working caregivers.
We are mindful that caregiving will be an increased trend amongst our adult population, especially since by 2030, 1 in 4 locals, 1 in 4 residents will be above 65 years old. So there are actually many measures that the government is taking to make the caregiving responsibility more manageable for families. On one end, we are looking at daycare centres, institutions, home care, and caregiver respite programs to make the caregiving responsibility shared and something that where there are external groups that families can turn to. Now, on the work front, there would certainly be strain on people who are working and who also have to take care of either seniors or young children or vulnerable families at the same time. And that's why we have been working very hard to encourage workplaces to have flexible work arrangements so that there will be there'll be better feasibility for caregivers to still be able to continue to work. On whether there's been a study on impact on productivity and the employment rate for adults as a result of growing caregiving demand, we have not taken on such a study yet, but we have been monitoring very closely the employment rate as well as the unemployment rate for Singaporeans, and thus far the trend has been quite stable and healthy. In fact, for women, I'm very happy to say that the employment rate actually has grown despite the increase in caregiving responsibilities. Now, on the second supplementary question about family care leave, I suppose the member is referring to leave given to employees who have to take care of children or senior family members. We have actually enhanced the leave for parents to take care of infants. Next year onwards, shared parental leave, as well as paternity leave will be enhanced. I think that's good news, and we seek not just employers, but co-workers and also the community support for parents with young children. As for employees who have to take care of seniors, we recognize that caregiving for parents is an important responsibility. And even without any legislated mandatory requirement or financial incentives to do so, many progressive employers here have stepped up to introduce caregiving-related leave provisions beyond what is currently mandated as part of their HR strategy to attract and retain talent. In 2022, about 58% of employers voluntarily provide additional paid caregiving leave, such as family care leave for their employees. And more than 4,000 employers have also adopted the tripartite standard on unpaid leave for unexpected care needs. Now, going forward, we will certainly want to work more closely with the industry as well as employers to look at other ways that we can support employees who have caregiving needs for elderly. Thank you.
I have two more questions. The MOS said that many progressive employers have implemented caregiving leave. So why not legislate it so that all employers, whether progressive or less progressive, will provide caregiving leave for their employees? In the meantime, can the government provide more financial and non-financial incentives to employers who provide caregiving leave for their employees? And secondly, can the MOS provide any details on any plans or initiatives by MOM to assist individuals who have taken on unpaid caregiving responsibilities and are now ready to reintegrate into the workforce once their caregiving responsibilities are over?
All right. First, on the support for caregivers who might want to return to work, actually, there are career conversion programs, upskilling resources, career trial, and a whole string of career support measures that are available. And we certainly welcome caregivers who want to return to work to tap on all this support that is available. On working with employers to mandate caregiving leave as suggested by Mr. Gerald Giam, there are many types of leave provisions that we are working with the industry to support the various needs of employees. As I mentioned earlier on, we have just enhanced the paternity leave as well as the shared parental leave, and that is to cater to parents with young children. Now, we have been working closely with SNAF as well as with NTUC, and the feedback that we get, especially from NTUC, the workers, is that the mandatory leave, if it's just a few days, it may not be sufficient, because if you're taking care of an elderly parent, it's actually a daily need. It's not just 1 or 2 days per year. Instead, building flexibility into work arrangements, whether it's part-time work, staggered working hours, or even hybrid work, working from home on some days every week. These are better appreciated and more sustainable for employees who have to take care of their elderly family members on a prolonged period every day.